The Pittsburgh Pirates family team of 1979 had many characters, many role players, but only one player whose full name was only 5 letters. Well, I mean, his nickname and his last name. It has to be the great and talented Ed Ott. Unfortunately, Ed passed away uh, uh, on March 3rd at age 72 in the beautiful community of Danville, Pennsylvania. Now, he was a catcher in MLB from 74 to 81 for the Pirates and the Angels. Again, he was a member of the 79 World Series champions with the Pirates. After his playing career, Ott was an efficient coach for the Houston Astros and Detroit Tigers. Now, born on July 11th, 1951, in Muncie, where he attended Muncie High School, he is not known to be related to Baseball Hall of Famer member Mel Ott. Although Muncie High School did not have a baseball team, he excelled at football and wrestling. In the summer, he played American Legion Baseball, where he became a standout third baseman. Before turning pro, Ott enjoyed playing and learning the game of baseball with his older brothers, Tom and Ryan, for the Lycoming County's Useful Travelers Baseball Club. Now, the Pirates selected Ott in the 23rd round of the 1970 Major League Baseball draft. He was a left-handed hitter and true right-handed. When he began his pro baseball career in 1970 with the Niagara Falls Pirates of the New York Penn League, his manager converted him into an outfielder. The next season, he posted a 292 batting average while playing for the Monroe Pirates, and then hit 304 for the Salem Pirates in 72. His performance earned him a promotion to AAA Charleston Charlies in 73. He was briefly promoted to the major leagues, making his debut with the Pirates on June 10th, 74, at the age of 22, before returning to play from Charleston. Now, the Pirates asked Ott to become a catcher during the 74 season. I think we were trying to augment their lineup, including Manny Sanguin. And while he initially opposed the move, he eventually agreed as presented with the easy pat to their return to the major leagues. Ott spent the 75 season as a full-time catcher, learning the trade in the minor leagues before being recalled to the majors on September 16, 75 at Wrigley Field in Chicago against the Cubs in a late-season September call-up. Now, Ott made the Pirates' major league rosters a third-string catcher in 76, backing up Sanguin and Duffy Dyer. The Pirates eventually traded Sanguin to the Athletics before the 77 season, and new Pirates manager Tuck Tanner, himself a former manager of the A's, installed Ott in the platoon role alongside Dyer. He played in 104 games that year while hitting for a solid 264 batting average. Known as a tough, no nonsense player, Ott was a former Muncie High School star wrestler who was not afraid to use those skills on a baseball diamond. Ironically, in what was featured on Twib, in an August 77 game against the Mets, he slid hard to Mets second baseman Felix Millan, trying to break up a double play. Millan shouted at Ott and hit him with a baseball in his hand. Ott answered this by picking Millan up in a wrestling move, upending him, and then slamming into his extended knee at Tree River Stadium, severely injuring Millan's shoulder. The incident effectively ended Felix's MLB career. Now, he appeared in 112 games for the Pirates in 78 as the team battled for being 11.5 games behind on August 25th to finish the season 1.5 games behind the Phillies. He won the National League Player of the Week award for the week of September 3rd, and his batting average improved to 269. Now, when he platooned with catcher Steve Nicosh in 79, he had his best season with a 273 batting average, along with 7 home runs, 51 runs batted in, and a career high 994 fielding percentage, second only to Gene Tenace among National League catchers. Of course, at this time, Tenace was with the Padres. Led by future Hall of Famer member Willie Stargell, the 79 Pirates won the National League Eastern Division pennant, then defeated the Reds in the 79 NLCS before winning the World Series in a comeback against the Orioles from 3-1 down. Ott, who was known to be a team clubhouse leader, was solid during the 7-game World Series, posting a 3 batting average, along with 3 runs batted in to help to lift the Pirates to their 5th World Series title. Now, with young catcher Tony Pena ready to take over the catching duties, Ott was traded to the Angels in April 81 with Mickey Mailer for Jason Thompson. Ott had a down year in 81, batting just 217. He eventually tore his rotator cuff and underwent surgery, causing him to miss the entire 82 season. He appeared briefly as a first baseman in the Angels minor league organization 83 and 84, but retiring at the young age of 32. Now, in an 8-year major league career, he played in 567 games, 465 hits, and 792 at-bats, with a solid 259 career batting average, along with 33 home runs and 109 runs batted in, 95 runs batted in, and a .311 on-base percentage, very strong. He also posted a .983 career fielding percentage. He later became a coach with the Houston Astros, serving under a manager and former Pirates teammate Art Howe from '89 to '93, where he's remembered for his role in an on-field altercation against the Reds. In '91, Reds reliever Rob Dibble ignited a brawl when he threw a pitch behind the back of Astros Eric Yelding late in the game of 4-1 Reds loss. A melee ensued, and a 6'4", 230-pound Dibble wound up in the bottom of a pile with the relatively diminutive Ott, having put Dibble in such a chokehold that Dibble's face turned blue. Ott later served as bullpen coach for the Tigers. You didn't mess with the Ott man, as we say. In February '97, he became the first manager of the Allentown Ambassadors of the Northeast League and later the Northern League of Independent Professional Baseball. He was named manager of the Sussex Skyhawks of the Canadian American Association of Pro Baseball for the 2010 season. A former resident of Forest, Virginia at the time he was dead, he resided back in his home state of Montgomery, Pennsylvania. Ott was also a past pitching coach for the New Jersey Jackals of the Canadian American Association of Pro Baseball. Now, Ott and his beautiful wife Sue had a daughter. He unfortunately passed away in Danville, Pennsylvania on March 3rd, 2024 at the age of 72. Now, Otter will be extremely missed by his teammates and his fans. And you know what's kind of weird? Catchers were hitting 230, 240. You look at Danny Jansen with Toronto hitting 230, or Alejandro Kirk. But Ed Ott, to me, I always thought that the '79 Pirates, the most underrated player was Ed Ott, because no matter what he did, he was doing something, and you didn't stir any shit with him. But it was, I don't know, it was a Canadian announcer. It could have been Dave Van Horn. He said he's not a family member of Mel Ott, but he should be, because Mel Ott had such a desire for baseball, and Ed, he came across as a person that loved the game. And there was I forget what the SRC announcer was when he bet Montreal in that final weekend to make it to the '79 playoffs. The announcer said, well, what do you expect? He said he got Stargell, he got Parker, he got Ott. He was running down the great players, Tim Foley and Garner and all that. That '79 team, and I have a special place in my heart for the team, because my first year of senior baseball with the Belledoon Mooseheads, we had the Pittsburgh Pirates Togs. Literally, we looked like the Pittsburgh Pirates, but the Belledoon Mooseheads, but we should have been called Pirates. Boys, oh boys, were so proud to wear that, because Dave Parker was a household name in Canada, and he was more popular in some places than Gary Carter. Carter was very big in the Francophone communities, but that big Cobra bat. But Ed Ott, I remember one article, I think it was in Sports Illustrated. He said, I don't have to do much. He said, I'm playing with a team with Dave Parker and Stargell, all these great stars. But like I said, every time I see a yellow helmet, even the current Pittsburgh, the yellow, like that backward yellow helmet, I'm going to think of Ed Ott. So say a prayer for one of a great friend of baseball and a beloved Pittsburgh Pirate. If you like what we're doing here with our vintage podcast and our tributes to, unfortunately, dearly departed pro major league players, let us know in the like, comment, subscribe, or share. And don't forget, what we try to provide here is, in the back of the baseball cards in the 1970s, little tidbits, we try to provide a lot. So just to wrap up this, I just want to make sure, because I've been trying to do this lately as an expansion of my coverage here, is going over some rough stats. Now, he only played from 74 to, again, 81. But the consistency there, the 4 key years from 77 to 1980, okay, 264, 269, 273, 260. Average 32, 27, 26, 33 bases on ball, 38, 51, and 41 RBIs, but 7, 9, 7, and 8. So he had some home run power, get the occasional big double, and, he was very good with 3 base hits as well. Now, ironically, he stole bases. Not too many catchers stole bases. The big season was 77, where he was caught 7 times, but he got 7 bases. But 1980, the 1 and 6, 1 stolen base and 6 caught stealing. So he was always doing something. Now, in the playoff stats were quite interesting. That '79 campaign, again, he had 4 for 12 in the World Series in 3 games played, 3 for 13 in the Red Series. and like I said, the big three RBIs in that World Series. So again, thanks for listening, ladies and gentlemen, and don't forget this is a channel that's pro Pittsburgh Pirates. That's one of our favorite teams that we feature here. So you can tell we're anything that deals with the Pirates, you come see us, and NL East of the Montreal Expo, Cardinal, Cubs, Mets, and that. We're missing that a lot on the channel because that's what we grew up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Thanks for listening. Keep your stick in the ice. Bye.